And hello, welcome back to a crossover arc. I'm Webb, here with MakotoFox.
What's up?
Once again, this like intergenerational like crossover of commentators fitting for the crossover arc event. We're here with LT Blood actress again, current code top 8. Back after I think actually a pretty short break. It was like, what, 30, 40 minutes?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, next, we should be coming in next with winners semis. Either, yeah, right there. Alps versus OnionLust or JG versus Skeleton.
And then on the loser side, I believe we have Tatari versus Soara, and then Moss versus Jog.
Yep.
Oh,
Moss
geez.
playing through a few upsets even, beating both Hardbred and Shauna in losers.
I saw his match versus Shauna, and I was just like, what was it? He was up 1-0, and then Shauna somehow brought it back to 1, like he was up around, and then there was a weird exchange at the end where Shauna decided to like, he heated, he was completely safe, Moss had no meter, he got an orb hit, he dropped the confirm, and he died. He had that much life left, and I was like, bro, if you practice, you would have killed him. He was like, yeah, I know, and I'm like, that's what you get for not practicing.
Yeah. You're playing the other best character in the game. You can't really afford that.
Right? I don't know. Like, if you're out of practice and you lose, you kind of just have to hold that. You're just like, you know what? If I'm out of practice, it's okay for me to drop some stuff because I'm not 100% ready, but you need to be willing to accept that. You can't just tell yourself like, I would have beat you if I was in practice. That's being a poor sport.
Yeah, and you still want to be like ready for what you can and can't do when you're rusty. Like, maybe cut some combos short, or just generally play around with what you're likely to drop.
Right. Because like you can make a lot of situations for yourself easier. You could be like, okay, I don't go for this hard combo, cut this combo shorter. Make this pressure strength easier.
Yeah.
Just throw meter away. I don't know.
Yeah, or just be ready for the drop. Either like chasing the tech with something active. In the case of Ro, like just an orb that even like lock them into the sky. Or if you're playing Hema, you could do like EX Pillar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, you can just like manage the meter correctly.
Yeah.
But it looks like we have both of our players up and ready to go. I think maybe.
Yep. This should be Alps versus Onion.
Yeah. All right, there they go. Nice. Also, in case you all are wondering at home, there is a match Reno going around. It's up at 172.25 cents as of right now. I don't know if there's any codes left, but make sure you use up all of them before the broadcast is over.
Yep, it's free money for the players.
Yep.
Help them pay for their hotel or their travel fund, or if they walked here just like, I don't know, like paying for like when we all inevitably go eat after the bracket.
All right, so it'll be Crescent Naya versus Half Moon Satsuki.
Apparently these two have been playing a lot for the past few days because they've been rooming. Onion does also play C-Nania, so he should know this character decently well. But Alps is already in with the jump C.
All right, dash up. Oh, just baits out the 2A, but doesn't get a confirm.
Yeah. Nania air throw isn't the best for frame advantage, but Satsuki does also have a slower wake in exchange.
Meaty 5C. Alps tries to jump too early, gets hit by 2C. I got
staggered by the jump C whip.
He does have max meter, so he might get counter hit. Okay.
Oh, we are trying to hero burst though. We believe in our offense.
And then gets dash 5A by Satsuki.
Yep. Onion shattering that belief for about a moment at least.
In an instance like that, it's usually better to just lose the round because you start with 200 meter.
Yeah.
And now Alps has no meter, so if he gets put into a bad situation right away, he probably won't be able to get out.
Yeah. C-Nania does have really good meter gain, but at the same time, he does also have a lot of good meter options that he could have spent that 200 on.
Right, there's the wake up bunker. Doesn't get knocked down, so he gets to fly around. Alright. Also respecting a lot of pressure, not trying to jump out of mash. Hey, straight 2C hits.
I dashed too deep.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
I want to assume that was dash 236.
Well, that would still be 236B, which isn't really something you see Nanya players do either. Maybe he just believed in his DP that hard.
Hey, air throw under, air dash. Uses the spot dodge to get in faster after the air dash. Oops. Uh-oh.
We're in max, we've got some insurance. Yep, burn that meter.
P? Nope.
Just the mix. Inside.
Doesn't kill off it. Jump A, nothing. Try to press the button real late, my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, nice DP from Alps. Oh no. Alright, so Alps has max meter now. He'll probably go a little bit harder. If something goes wrong, he can burst.
That guard bar looking kind of rough. Onion still not having the meter to bunker, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Hey.
Alps also flexing some of those EX guards, something that Onion's character just cannot do.
Oh, no air throw in there, but he's still in the bad spot with that tech, but he gets out. Not enough time. Doesn't block the bunker. Oh, second hit jumpy hits. Onion keeps trying to up-bar with 2C.
And Alps not confirming his hits either.
I can't hit 5B. Alps pressed the button a little too late there. Uh-oh.
Guess he wants to meter this time. Okay.
All right, good stuff to Alps.
Yep.
Taking it 1-0. Cannonball jump A round start.
Oh my god.
I
He
guess
was on the other side of the screen.
I guess he did want that then. Alps just not respecting the 5C wake up there. Alright, Alps already pushing OnionLust in the corner. Doesn't double jump away from the shield counter. Following jumping from Satsuki, hard to contest.
Still plus. Give me that help. Oh wait, he's still at max. Yeah, make that safe.
Dash under, nice. Guess anti-air TC, confirmed. And now Alps is just kind of content to run pressure since there's no threat of bunker. Except he got mashed on, and
Yeah. Still gotta be mindful of that Satsuki aberrate, jab sweep, frame for no actual jabs as well.
overhead. Overhead again, blocks.
Good throw attack. He's really believing in that 2C.
Yep. Press the jump, gets hit by 2C. Wait,
I've never seen that interaction before, okay.
Me neither. So can you naturally grab that, or is it just because non-AS special move does that?
I think it's because it was just past the invul frames. Because if I remember correctly, that move is red and green on the same frame, that or it's only invul and active for 1 or 2 frames.
Okay. I didn't block that either. Jump meter again. Go for the same mix-up? No. Up space in the corner. Overhead. Oh!
The very tip of jump C. Onion nearing max as well.
Alright, there's the X guard from Alps. Gets a little bit of space.
Could have actually whip canceled 2 and 4A there into EX Spike.
Is that the end of the round? Yep. Yes, it is. Wow, very good from Alps. These gamers cannot count. I swear to God. It's 2 out of 3 semis. Like, there's no special rules here. I swear, Strive has rotted everyone's brains with 3 out of 5. Okay, all right. So up next, we have Skeleton, someone who you're not really training partners, but like you've played each other.
We've played it decent amount. Like, we tend to play every few weeks, average of like once a month, probably. Right. We've met in bracket a decent number of times as well. Like, we fought in the grands of the last quarantine rapport. We fought in a few snaildoms. There was the three-way exhibition you held a year and a half ago with me, Skeleton, and Chance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now. I was just like, what are you talking about? I don't remember doing anything like that, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I did do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew, that was a long time ago.
It was.
All right, but then we also have everyone's favorite helpful multi-blood player, JG. Going to be going with Full Moon. Actually, I don't know what he's going to play here. I'm not going to lie to you.
I assume he's going to just stay what he's most comfortable with. Because, like, some of his subs do have better matchups, though they're not as optimized. Like, F-Baki, F-Hime, both are, like, utter nightmare matchups for Koma. But if you don't, like, keep them clean, you can often end up burning pretty fast just because they do punish mistakes pretty hard due to their really low health and see Koma's really high damage output.
Right. Picking the netplay stage.
Why?
I don't know. All right, so it's not a button check. They're just going in. That's good. JG doing a good job of keeping Skeleton already down near the corner.
Jumping. That. Okay.
That was a lot of respect that you don't really... Wait. Come on, guys. Oh, Skeleton doesn't have a button set.
Oh.
All right, so what happens here? Because I honestly...
I take it neither side has their pause button bound either.
Oh, I guess so.
Okay, yeah, just kill him fast, I guess. And we're dropping.
You can't drop those, JG. All right, so it looks like Skeleton doesn't have a button set, so they have to go back to character select and set the button correctly.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, they're supposed to hold start because it's I think it's set that way for the melty boxes. Because that's a smart thing. The datagram made sure was set up so that way you don't get an accidental quick pause.
That is pretty handy. Okay,
I don't remember what I did, so don't don't gas me up too much.
I think that one last jump C was actually deep enough to do the fuzzy, right?
Yes. So the timing on that is, I don't know what it is anymore, but I know that like you're supposed to be super close to the ground so that way no matter if they EX guard, like the EX guard sometimes doesn't work either. You just, really late jump C, rising jump B, and you just get the fuzzy and you do 2-1-4 C and you get a full confirm. All right, did they set their button? Are they good?
I hope so.
Because now Datagram got up to go over, so he's probably annoyed.
I hope this also means they can get a chance to change the stage too.
They'll probably keep it the same stage, honestly, because they're just like
Christ.
they're just gamers. The last thing you want to do is you want to have people see the same netplay stage they've been seeing for like the last 2-3 years almost.
As someone that runs like 2 to 3 brackets a week, you have no fucking idea.
That must be awful. All right, is this a button check? This is a button check. Yeah, this is a button check. All right. Is this a button check? I guess not. Okay, because they're playing like it's not anymore. All right, so I guess we're ignoring that first game. Hey,
not sure how much I agree with that dive down.
No tech. Wow.
Got a nice counter hit though. I'm not sure why I tried dive kicking there when JG was still so high in the sky. Getting some throws.
All right, JG doing a good job of making sure he doesn't get flown in on, but he loses his turn. Oh.
Oh god.
That punished the spot dodge, oh no. And he dropped the confirm. Okay. He tried to charge 5C again.
We're out. Good whip punish on the keys. You're supposed to tech forwards against that.
It can be scary though because if you're playing for a long time, usually teching is not a good idea.
Yeah, but this is also like the most played character in North America, like the past year and a half. You should know like the most layer 1 like Koma knowledge by now.
I agree.
Below this time.
Alright, it's nice with the flicker. Black key time.
Sure.
A double shield classic.
Try smashing, tremendous by the command grab.
Alright, good EX guard.
EX guard.
Gets out. Scary.
Digi nearing max.
Nice charge 5C. They get the clash.
Gotta confirm that. Yep, so much red health. IH, yeah.
Nice. Alright, black key. Is he gonna do it again? Nope. Alright, Skeleton doesn't stand up too early, but he gets hit with double high flicker. I'm surprised they hit Koma doing 2C, because I thought he would have low profiled that.
I did too.
Yeah, Skeleton being a lot more aggressive right now. But JG just being really invasive.
Just trying whatever he can to keep that, like, big C Koma damage from actually hitting him. It can especially be scary, both due to how FCL tends to be played and how JG likes to play. Because he plays really grounded, C Koma does tend to get really good starters. Just because of how he gets that extra long grab string in his B&B.
Ah, he bet it. Alright, this... Oh, he's doing DX Ender. God, they did 5K. Alright, good on JG not to press a button on the way down. Alright, he has no meter though, so he's got to work pretty hard to get like 2 clean hits.
Yeah, Skeleton playing pretty safe now though. You have a life that the clock is ticking down. You also have C Moon Heat in case things go slightly wrong. And things have gone wrong slightly.
Alright, let's see if Skeleton either heats or just DPs out of here. Oh no, he won't be able to. Except he does anyway. He tried to air throw him again.
I kind of wonder why JG wanted to jump in there too when Koma's heat is really thin.
Yeah. So I don't know why he just didn't like do walk back like 2B. So that way, even if he does heat, the 2B retracts fast enough.
Yeah, 2B, flicker, charge 5C, 5B even.
Yeah.
Koma has one of the thinnest heat bucks, but it's really tall, so it is good against people trying to jump on you.
Which I don't know why he jumped there, but it's okay. Hey.
Smells that hesitation.
Oh,
another one.
So far. Oh, it's happening. Shield?
I do like Skeleton going for the particular setup there because you can't actually safe jump Sales 2-2C.
Right. Uh-oh. Almost died. Damn, this round went by real quick. Oh.
No. Skeleton's already in match point. JG just starting to fall apart a bit after that last game.
Woo. Actually, picking bunker there was pretty good.
I imagine he probably just did 2 and 4 by accident when trying to shield because he wanted to do like 4D.
Hey, Falcon kick. OTG, back tech. JG just trying to find a clean hit, gets it. Right there. Still dropping confirms, bro. JG was doing a good job of spacing Koma, then he got hit by 2C anti-air.
We got a good Shantae though.
Trying to do double flicker, doesn't get it. Hey, kind of hit high flicker, let's go. Black key again? No.
Why do you jump C there to get the cross up?
Alright, yikes. Alright, good for oh, he just raw mashed. Immediate burst.
Okay, one proper combo. Nah.
Fuzzy 5A. I don't know why he did. I mean, maybe he was trying to bait shield, but
I assume so, but Skeleton probably just like saw that there was no actual trajectory towards from the jump, so...
so he thought he would just commit to a button.
Yeah.
Even though you can, I don't know, he can still, you can't double jump because it's Crescent Moon shield, but maybe just commit to a button whiffing.
Yeah. Well, technically, against Coma 5A, you should be able to jump, but you might not be able to jump out fully, because Coma 5A's frame 5 and shield is 4 frames of pit stop, so there's like 1 frame where you can technically do something.
But like, I feel JG should know how it works for him, because you know he's one of the people who labs a lot, who labs the game pretty heavily. So I don't know if it's just the decision making in that instance, or he was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, it might have been like an in-the-moment panic thing, or there might have also, were probably some situations where that kind of like resembled things he's labbed and noticed that you could fundamentally do, but the like spacing was ever so slightly off, like during the like jump C, but then getting hit by cruising from behind interactions and such, where yeah, you do protect your landing there, but at that distance, characters like Coma can just outspace the cross hitbox.
Correct, right. Oh, so we have Clins. How do I say that?
Klinsy versus Soara.
All right, Klinsy versus Klinsy. So Klinsy playing Half Moon HV Xion. Half Moon HV. You get the idea. I'm repeating myself, but probably one of the more recent HV Xion players.
Yeah, she's been playing for just a few months, at least, like in the public eye. And then
Soara, he's been playing Full Moon Alpha since like, I'd say like 2019.
I first saw him around in like mid to like 2020.
Because I think I've net played him before, but I have seen him around a lot, and he's very aggressive.
Yeah.
And usually this matchup, since it's not Crescent Alco, you have to be careful about how you throw out any of your projectiles, because Vampire Xion is fairly fast.
Yeah, she's fast. She's very offense focused. Alco doesn't have the best defensive options. Riku's kind of slow, even if it is air unblockable. And she does have that really bad jumping hurt box too.
Alright, more staggers. EX236. Hey, forward throw. Too early on the dive kick.
Finally revealed the DP.
At least it was here. Jump C, no counter hit. Oh, the last part of the charge 6B.
Soara playing kind of scared, I feel, right now, in terms of like cornering himself in neutral. Not setting up too much off of it either. Should probably try harassing with Tiger Shots more if he's given this much space. Or at least was given space at first.
TC, get your life back. There we go. Drop a confirm after, but it's okay. Got the life back. That's all we needed.
Back in again.
Another orb? Yes. Good placement. I'm surprised he's not. Oh my god. Oh. No confirm after the counter hit 5A. Oh, that's a block to 6C. It should be the round.
Yes.
Whew. Alright, good stuff from Quincy. She does have the general idea of how to fight Alco, but there are like 1 or 2 times when you kind of forget where the orb is on the screen and you get counter hit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, menaced by the orb, and as soon as I say that, we decide to be a little too brave for our good. This is one of the characters with the scary throws.
Oh god, double. Well, not double. The jump A is not an overhead. Try to succeed. Should do Akia summon? Oh, Sasuke summon. Oh.
Meter dump.
Ooh.
Or down.
And that is the advantage of HV shield. Like her run is so fast. If you whiff a normal in the air and don't have any other actions, you kind of just fall straight down into her 5B, 5A.
Yeah. Her dash 5A is also probably pretty decent for clearing proxy orbs in this matchup too. It's bigger than the 5As of C and F, which does synergize really well with her movement. We've got Blood Heat. Are we going to do anything with it?
Oh, yeah. Alright, just take the... it's going to do...
Doesn't fall out of it either.
That is pretty good damage because the proxy orb to fly forward. No OTG.
Believe in that mash. They're a match point.
Alright, time to guess here. No throw. Soara with good defense. Woo.
Not getting any EX starts though, which is making things pretty rough. Don't tech. One more hit.
Jump. Ooh. There's DP. Oh, but that is air blockable. You have to make sure that when you fight her, when you fight Vampire Shield, that you know the spacing for charge 6B because getting hit by all the hits is like a minimum 2,000 damage.
Yeah, and it's also something she tends to leverage pretty often against more like space control characters. Some of the outgoes, oftentimes Narrow as well. Especially because of the synergy it has with her really fast run. So you have to like choose, do I want to like put out a button to like keep her from getting into me?
Right.
Or do I want to set up and risk just getting rushed down for it?
Alright, so good stuff to those two. Up next we have Moss versus Jog on the other side of losers. So I wouldn't say a lot of people know about Moss, but Moss has come up like around the same time most of the newer generation did in 2020, I think.
Yeah, he's one of the people that first like started coming around during like mid-late 2020. He regularly played in like my beginner tournaments until he won one of them in early 2021. And he's been playing on and off fairly often since.
Okay. And then we have Jog, which I don't think most people know if they haven't been net playing too much recently.
Yeah, he came into the scene in 2021, mid-ish, late-ish. And then saw some fairly major improvements in like late 2021 and 2022.
Alright, starting off already with OTG. EX grab, no tech forward.
Slapped out of the sky.
There's DP. Run under 2A, very nice.
This matchup, beyond like usual top tier versus Coma nonsense, what makes this one exceptionally bad is that Coma can't run his Oki properly against her because of her collision box on Wake Up.
Right. Oh, didn't hold 2C and got counter hit by... Yikes. Oh yeah, Hime does have fairly low HP. So,
4th lowest in the game.
Right, so that is a convenience when you fight her, but because she's a full moon character, she usually is able to have max meter most of the match.
Yeah, I mean, she also has the combo that just meter breaks you while getting all her health back. Okay, we respect.
Hey, 5B no follow-up.
Good call out of the gap.
Oh, just gets hit by 5B.
Yep. EX Elbow, I think, is actually just an unconditional option after Coma goes for his reckless because of how minus they are. You're either guaranteed to get punished on their recovery or your gap will get beaten.
I'm surprised Jog didn't die there when they did 2-2C versus EX pillar to normal pillar. Oh, jump C, tries to jump out. Hey. Fast fall.
Just goes for some pillar trailing. Stay. Probably meant to try wrecking through, but Multi would have probably beaten that.
Oh, jump C hits at the tip range.
Yeah, that's not a true reversal.
Yes. Oh my god. Anti-air 5C. Yep, reversal throw from Hime. That is a very viable option for her.
Oh, that might have been a fatal drop. Didn't even have the meter to go into just immediate EX pillar. That's scary.
Oh,
Then try zoning when he's in front of you.
woo, respects the DP there. Oh, Rekka!
Good job with game one.
Whew. That looked kind of sloppy at the end from Moss. Hopefully they can pull it back together.
Yeah.
Hey, air dash up C. Oh my
Wow,
god.
she stayed in.
Ah, there's the mash. Alright. Lost a 2C on wake up, just willing to chill until they get their turn back to move. Wow, Geyser. Alright, pillar. Blocks the overhead. Oh my god, the Seraphine.
Yep. I'm not trying to challenge with shield either, which is just giving so many plus frames to Moss. Nice space.
Oh, didn't shield the last of the sparkles for some reason. Alright, Moss takes that round there. Looking a little bit better. Gain their composure.
No 2-1-4B for you.
Alright, let's see if Moss decides to, dump some meter.
Yeah, Moss starting to mix up his offense a little more too now, giving Chog a much harder time.
Oh, still armored through the Geyser.
I like the backing off there. He actually could have comboed, well not properly comboed, gone to throw off that jump B hitting, and it would have been a gold air throw into another combo.
Ugh.
Yeah, that actually is a funny thing you can do if you're like hitting armored comb in the air. You do a normal string for a bunch of damage, and then you air throw, and it counts as a gold air throw still.
So you get the damage from before.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, 1-1. BDP.
Oh god, that walk speed.
That's the fastest walk in the game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, by far.
Oh, just not blocking a long wake up there for some reason. Is there space in the corner? Yes, there is. Time to guess again.
Probably try throwing again, but we're hitting meaties this time.
So most of that match was just Moss not respecting Jog's wake up. Double Geyser. Shield, very nice. That was a little scary. I thought Moss was going to do DP there on the way down. Okay, that's back.
Crouches too soon. Might have tried DPing, but didn't get the timing right. Okay, one more OP situation can end this. There's space in the corner.
Oh, he messed up his shield counter. Oh, goodbye. That is the full moon classic where you get the correct shield, but then you do low shield because you misinputted your 2-3-6.
Yeah, you're just so like trying to get into getting the shield counter out as fast as possible because you can technically like still double jump against her, like so you don't want to give any reaction window to the opponent.
Exactly. But you can, when you shield, you are allowed a certain number of frames before you can actually input the 2-3-6 to get the counter out. So you can wait a little bit, but again, as you said, you don't want to give them a chance to double jump or block it.
Yeah, so like it's the compromise between like trying to process the situation so you know what to cancel into versus the opponent getting a window to actually do something about the shield as well.
I mean, that happens to a lot of full moon players, unfortunately. That used to be like a running joke. It's like, yes, the full moon special. And it is aggravating because you're just like I did 2-3-6D. What's going on here?
Yeah.
But if you're not clean with your inputs, that can happen a lot. Okay, so up next we have the other side of losers. It should be JG versus the Klinsy.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how much HV Shion. Actually, no, that's not true. I know JG used to play a lot versus Busy around the beginning of the quarantine.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I don't know how much that's going to play into here because that was essentially 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah. I know these two have fought a few times recently, and JG, I think, even gave Klinsy a set review.
Oh.
And some tips, so let's see how that holds up. I actually think JG's gone through like most of the people he's like given like significant advice to. He's done that with Sebum. He's some fight Shauna as well, and now he's moving on to Klinsy too.
Okay, that's really good because I know people aren't willing to ask for when they ask for advice, they kind of don't process it well, or they're not willing to ask you like, hey, what do you mean by this? Like more elaboration. But it seems like Klinsy took a lot of what JG said and is doing pretty well this tournament.
Yep, we are in.
Hey, late bunker.
Bunkering from the Veil.
Alright.
And just beat her really well too. We're out, however.
Ooh. Good 5 seeding at the Clash. Full confirm. Ooh.
JG's been doing this unconfirmed fuzzy really often this tournament. I wonder if he's actually trying to do the universal F Moon fuzzy of double jump ID, jump AA.
But that might be a little, I don't know, because I don't know how often he's practiced that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, because that's not something that's been really talked about until like the past few months. So, might be trying to bring some last-minute tech.
Oh, that 236C off bat is for an OTG does way too much damage.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's pitch grab OTG, which doesn't have the same like normal scaling if I remember correctly.
Alright, Aki's summon. Does a fall for the take overhead. Hey. Timing us again. Then he tried to dash after bunkering. What a monster. Klinsy stuck in the corner again. Yep. Just getting zoned by flickers and knives. Oh, into the corner. Very nice for JG.
Good match from the command grab. Not as confirmed though. Back into the corner we go.
Damn, he really tried to jump. Okay. Like, I like how Klinsy's doing a lot more just meaties on wake up and not trying to bait people's options too hard.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like JG, you need to keep him in first before you see what his actions are.
Yeah, especially because JG doesn't really like hard gamble on wake up that much either. Especially because like CL's options like the 2-2B, it's a real DP, but it's crouchers.
Right.
And then 2-2C costs a meter, which FCL really wants to buffer offense over IA.
Oh, he didn't charge that for an overhead. That's weird.
Good spacing from Klinsy. That drop isn't my fatal, that just is fatal.
Ugh. I'm surprised the jump C hit from that far.
And we just immediately jump the in.
The X? I don't know if there's space in the corner.
Nope.
Oh. JG just reverses out EX2TC. Oh. Still dropping flicker combos, JG, huh? Oh. Alright, just trying to force Klinsy's bunker out. But she's holding on. I think if she just did run for it 5A, she might have hit JG before the knives came out.
It's possible at least. Or dash 5B to retire.
The exit. Oh. Drop input. Damn. Good dash under 5C from JG. Not sure JG tried to press in when he dashed forward into Klinsy. No meter, Tex back into the air. JG should probably try to prioritize getting the max meter so he can heat. Oh god. There you go.
That gets a counter hit as well.
Black
taking
E.
a small life lead. Stay.
Being careful not to get ran in on. JG's trying to stay in the air. Overhead block, nice. And you can see Klinsy trying to vary her approach so she's not just running into that. Uh-oh.
Okay, just believing all in the Akia that gets jumped out of. Hawk's trying to tick too.
And there's the jump back jump B to protect the space from JG. All right, so that's good stuff from Klinsy. She gets 5th place?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty sure it's 5th place. All right, that's very good. And also, everyone at home, you can donate to the Matcherino by typing in !Matcherino, and you can provide. There are no more codes left, but you can contribute your hard-earned money if you want, or you can download the Text Now app to donate $2.
Yeah, we're halfway to the next milestone that allows a payout for all of top 6. We just need just under $150 to make it there. So if you like what you just saw from Klinsy and now Jog, who we're about to see, who just made top 6, put in some more of wherever you got your own money from, and they can walk home with a bit of their travel fund refunded.
All right, so we are going on to the other side of losers. I think it's supposed to be OnionLust versus Jog.
Jog, yeah.
Jog, yes, okay. So we'll have that. It'll be Satsuki versus Koma.
Yep.
I want to say I've seen this matchup a lot, but I kind of don't remember how the dynamic goes.
Satsuki's generally considered pretty rough for Koma. C more so than H, to the point where there was one JP player who plays Koma who just said, "We will always lose to Satsuki."
Oh boy. Late match there. There's a forced burst.
Back off. And really late cancel on 6C. That is -10 otherwise.
Oh. Wake up high shield before confirm.
Yeah. Onion with the really good shield counter combos as well, but call that landing, right side of it as well. I guess technically, Koma can kind of like OS out of left rights if needy with them, because 2-3-60 is a reversal as well.
Oh, jumps. His shield counter moves him a little far forward, so jumping over him is actually a good option for that.
Yeah.
And there you see a Sandori that a lot of people expect Satsuki players to do, which Onion seems to have a good handle on. They can do it off of almost any sort of knockdown.
Yeah, it's especially scary considering that H Satsuki can just get that knockdown from you pressuring her too if she has meter, like right here, or does something kind of weird instead. Runs into the command grab, doesn't get the knockdown.
Oh
nope.
Yeah, OnionLust is willing to just press 2C at any given instance.
Yeah, I mean it's especially effective in this matchup too because of the weaknesses of Koma pressure. And because it multi-hits, you can even just burn through the armor of Rekka's with it.
Right. Alright. Oh, good dash up to A from Jog. Should he get a full confirm?
That's a safe jump. We don't shield though it is safe.
Gonna do it again. Same side. And you can see Jog just trying to make sure Onion can fly at their own pace and gets hit by 2B counter hit. That was a really good air throw. I didn't think that would hit from there. Hey, normal throw. But doesn't
get the OTG or tech punish, but sure, that works. Mild Lumina.
5A anti-air doesn't get a full confirm off of it. And that, you can see the strength of Satsuki, especially H Satsuki 5A. It hits at that weird angle where you kind of want to float in the air while you jump, but if she can get 2 of those 5As in a row, she gets a full confirm.
talk about Hitmax. Doesn't have much red health, so I guess he's just got insurance. And you get a free 2-2C. Can't mash that.
Hey. Oh my god.
One more.
Dash up A
Triple
command.
grab combo.
Oh my god. Oh.
Rather degenerate game 2. Is Onion gonna swap? Are we gonna see the Onion Nanaya?
Okay. Alright, so, honestly, I don't know if this is just one of those things where you're more comfortable disrespecting Koma as Nane as opposed to Satsuki.
Probably. I remember when Onion first picked up this character and started beating a few like higher level people with him. He even openly said like, I picked this character in brackets like random people out when Satsuki's not working.
Hey. Because you still have to respect his dive kick to a degree. And the fact that it's hard to punish his DP if he does the extension and he flies back. Ooh, nice. OTG, don't attack. Oh my god.
Yeah, you also have the new meterless gap reversal and an anti-air.
And combo tool. Alright, Josh trying not to get hit by DP.
Alright, speaking of degenerate games, Onion now on match point.
Whoops.
Oh my god.
That was supposed to be 2B Rekka. Well, yeah, you can't really
+3.
shield his dive kick because of the way he flies forward.
Yeah, at least not with like F bonus forward moving shield counter.
Uh-oh.
You just want to like preempt 2B a significant amount. Or do other universal things like check and block it. Immediate 2C. Throw that.
Okay. Oh, that dive kick. Alright, IH. Uh-oh. Jock has to be careful. Just kidding. Alright. Going with armor. Doesn't get to confirm off the 2A hits. Oh.
Over here.
Oh, the 2B whiffs blocks the overhead. Oh.
I heard 2 shield noises there too.
I also heard 2 shields. I want to say Onion also with shield on the super jump in.
Yeah, he did F Nania decision making.
Because I was just like, oh, wait, I saw Jog do stand shield. I'm like, where did the other shield come from?
Yep.
All right, so.
Jesus Christ.
That's just your standard Nania gaming moment where someone decides to pick Nania because they're like, oh, the character is normally seen as one of those ones where he's kind of standard in a lot of his aspects, but then you start getting into, he has a move that's an overhead that is 0 on block that you have to do a very specific to punish for, and then he has one of the best DPs in the game. So you start coupling that with his quick movement and normals, and you're just like, all right, how do I start fighting this character?
Yeah. It doesn't help that, like, he has certain long pokes like 2B as well that couple really well with his dash. He has one of the best back dashes in the game too. We're just like trying to opt out of stuff mid-screen. His DP goes really high as well, in addition to being air unblockable, so it is still kind of viable to just randomly throw those out in neutral as an anti-air.
Right. All right, we have, winners finals.
Yep.
So Alps versus Skeleton. These two have played. I'm trying to remember the last time, like Lunar Phase, they played each other.
They played at the second LP in winners finals and grands. They've played in more casual sets a good amount, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And they also played in an exhibition during like June or so.
Yes, I remember that. I think yes. Oh, hey, it's not training stage. God bless.
Nice. I think this is the stage they played at in that LP as well.
All right, Skeleton getting early damage here. Alps is taking that 214B damage.
That 5A whipping too, wow.
Hey, that's 2B. Mashes to keep his turn.
Not opting to go into 2-3-6C despite being in max.
Doesn't.
Okay, sure.
Rob Lucky.
Okay.
Maybe he was trying to burst. I don't know. Hey.
Yeah, no tech for you.
And the thing about Nania fastball is that like there's nothing else attached to it. He's just falling really fast. You get this weird brain fog of like, what's this character doing?
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of this character where he can throw in a bunch of like random fake shit that just becomes incredibly aggravating. Because you're just like, why am I getting hit by this?
Right. It's like if you put everything into a character that causes you to tilt, and you have to fight the increasing tilt factor.
Yeah, I mean right down to like the smug wink with a knife design.
Oops. Wake up jump from Skeleton, he's out of there. Alps probably trying to figure out where to get a straight hit. 2C, 24-8. He tried to double jump, but he got hit by 5-8 anyway.
Man, grab that stuff.
No, so far. Damn, round start.
Snap.
Alright. Space in the corner.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to see. Blocks the overhead as well.
Ooh, jump back jump C, no counter. Good anti-air for Skeleton, no counter hit though. Plus for 8. Ooh. Alright, you can see Skeleton being a little more cautious about like how they're approaching Alps, but they get hit by 2-8, dash 2-8 anyway.
That's the mix now. Coma wake up.
Dash 5-8.
Okay, we got a nice full combo. Peter dump to get that extra damage.
Oh, 5B no frame after. Both players just kind of jumping at each other and not committing.
Trying to keep a distance from potential feed.
Oh, no commander for you.
No counter hit. Another potentially fatal, just non-confirm. Oh wow, that still worked fully. Okay.
That was real lucky.
Oh, he did. Weird safe heat almost set up.
Oh god.
Yeah, it just smells the desperation grab, I guess.
Yeah.
He could have even just done safe DP if he
like he could do
like
DP.
called anything else like a DP.
Alright, so
Situation.
takes game 1.
Behind you.
Wow, too far, too far. Hey. Alps presses nothing on the way down. He baits up the high shield.
That's -3. Stuff. I'm trying to do something that's not blocking. Wasn't ready for the regular shield, I think.
Alright, Alps looking a lot stronger in this game too.
Yep, half hit at Grants now. Regular throw, doesn't tech, doesn't do 2A for a small invalid. We're over here.
Dash up. Oh, immediate 2A. Hey.
That's one of the things that makes this match really rough for Coma. It's normal throw if he has Meteor is actually the best starter he has on Coma.
Really?
Yeah, because of the weird OTG hurtbox Coma has. EXTP winds up OTGing him for a full combo after non-hit throw.
Oh, okay. Alright, Alps manages the heat. He's getting some of his life back to get the life lead. But now he has to be careful about eating like any jump in normal from Coma. Like right there. Uh-oh. Wow, that was low enough to get a count hit on that? Bossy overhead, slice and mash. Oh
Tries
my
mashing
goodness.
after that jump A whip.
Oh, no command throw because I think that was normal shield, right?
Yeah, normal shield, and he probably just didn't want to risk the command grab when he's already down a game. One set meaty, or the illusion of a meaty.
Both players just trying to get above each other. Oh, Skeleton trying to mash, got hit by TC.
Both want that good jump C angle. Good way of opting out of that mix-up.
Command grab, time to start going in. Alps.
Got menaced by the deep block. 2B is Koma's best ground starter as well. Hefty damage. That's a crouch hit though, that's gonna hurt. But doesn't spend meter again.
Gets hit with the, oh, you're in the air, except he can fast fall if he commits to nothing. Down kick, no counter hit though.
Doesn't whip punish 2-2A either. That move has a full half-second of recovery, and Instinct Travis and anti-air usage.
Oh, that was a good link from Alps.
Good jump.
I guess that was a good time to like bet DP because he hasn't done it in this set really.
Yeah, and Scott might have like expected less because he didn't have meter to make it safe either.
Oh, anti-air TC, no confirm though. Oh. Just DP right after the tech situation. Ugh. Oh no.
Good spacing.
Spin the bar? No.
Skeleton hasn't been doing his full Rekka string for a lot of his ground B&B actually, so he's losing a bit of damage each time.
Is he doing it just to like be consistent?
I imagine because you can either put in like the first C Rekka, which is the normal B&B, or can actually do slight delays for a harder version, which is do both C Rekkas into air combo, which is like the more advanced and meaningfully harder version of the combo. So I definitely get why he doesn't do the latter, just even if he was advancing into other things.
Throw? Too late on that punish. It's alright. Skeleton has to get out. He still has a good life lead, except he got tagged by 2C. Ay, 2A stagger. Alright, spends meter for 2-6C. No tech. Ay.
Not from me. But just isn't ready for Alps tech and clear vision of what he wants afterwards. Keep that shit safe.
Uh-oh. Shield command throw, there it is. Oh, good backdash from Alps. Good answer from Alps.
Skeleton just not really protecting his space that actively in a lot of these air situations, I feel.
Yeah, it feels like he's trying to like have Alps overextend and then punish, but Alps has a lot of safe pressure, and usually he can react to anything that happens in that mid-screen space.
Yeah, and Nanya just has the better movement for just engaging and disengaging like at its own pace for those situations. So he'd probably benefit more from trying to like more preemptively use Jump C due to Koma Jump C having good active frames and a good hitbox. Or just throwing out his Jump A or Jump B because they both can air options on whip.
Doesn't cancel. Oh, wait, he might have missed the cancel window for that. Unless he just didn't want to burn meter. Uh-oh. He's trying to anti-air shield. Ooh, good block from Skeleton.
Both have a lot of red health. Might be looking for a heat on both sides. That or neither want to because the opponent's about to die.
Oh!
Yeah, that was a true necessity. Why?
Hard reading a heat, I guess, but still dies in the end to a non-air Jump C. Jesus. Alright, so Alps takes that 3-1, moves on into Grand Finals winner side. And Skeleton will be waiting in losers finals for the winner of
JG versus OnionLust.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. That set is still 2 out of 3 because it's loser semis, but I don't know how much experience JG has versus OnionLust.
They've fought a few times as well. Like, they fought a few casual sets that I've heard JG talk about. They've fought in bracket once recently and once, like, almost a year ago. Like, sometime in December, January, I think it was, they fought in both the winners and losers of one of the tournaments I ran. JG won in winners, Onion won the run back in losers.
So hopefully, I want to say JG is a little bit more prepared because usually, I think recent JG is more of a, yeah, I need to know how to fight this character at all costs because I don't want to lose to this bullshit. So he's fairly learned in like how he fights most of the cast nowadays.
Yeah.
I hope there's not stick issues.
Let's hope.
Oh, did Alps leave keyboard on one of the sides?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't want to. Well, actually, no. He's using a mix box, but I don't know how it's programmed for a mix box. I don't know if it's like a stick, like a hit box.
It looks like a keyboard to me.
No, he was using he was using an actual mix box, not like a keyboard.
Like just now?
When he was playing.
Huh.
Like I saw him holding keyboard like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. But that's not what he was playing on?
No.
Very interesting.
Alright, let's go. Let's see if JG can somehow manage to get into the losers finals and then somehow not lose the skeleton like he says he always will if he gets there. Alright, this is not a bubble check? Alright.
And we're already in. Tries to being probably trying to expect the grounded approach.
Ooh, nice preemptive B to stop the approach. Star knives. So has to be careful about how he throws out any other normal because Sasuke can just fly at you full screen with an air dash.
Yeah, that's blocked. We're fine. Actually, switch back to it as well. Alright, got our knockdown and our RPG into another knockdown. I guess that was our knockdown.
Maybe he just wanted to dump more meter. It's hard to tell. Alright, no counter hit. Hey! Counter hits the bunker because it didn't clash with anything. Very nice.
Good on JG to, like, probably just knowing that. I mean, it's usually a pretty early to bunker player, at least whenever I fight him. And also going for something a bit more gap heavy instead of, like, a more telegraph thing like the bunker OS or 5A 6CE.
Hey, Clash 5C.
You got a grounded hit off that too. Nice.
It's gonna burn meter, yep. Wait for Onion to bunker, there it is. So now Onion won't be able to get into heat that quickly. But if they get a clean hit, they'll have like the option of bunker right away after the combo. But JG might throw meter away. Ooh, good spacing on the 2P, very nice. Okay. Going to C this time.
This is actually the character he played in losers and when they played bracket for me too.
Oh my god. CLO dash.
Just wants that brute force Oki. Risky tech, but we're alive.
Counter hit and then jump to C. And JG doing a good job of keeping that space so he can react to what Satsuki is going to move. Oh god, it's scary. Ah, there's the counter hit 2C. Alright, let's see if JG can block.
Oh god, no.
He just decides to bet 2-2B, I guess.
He did have meter for 2-2C as well, though I guess he had too much red health on the table.
Oh god.
Okay, dry bunker works.
Ah, no confirm. Anti-air 4C.
Just waits in the 2B.
Wait a minute. Don't tech. Oh my god. Wait. OnionLust wasn't dead if they didn't tech, right?
Probably not.
Alright, because I couldn't tell if JG had meter or not, so I'm not entirely sure about that. Hey, alright, Jump C just gets in, throw.
And
Man,
command grab 2. We're near the corner, so we get a small combo.
Hey.
Doesn't go for the fuzzy, probably just wanted to safe jump after some of the issues from sooner.
No!
Good shield. I definitely felt that mutation too due to the threat factor Satsuki has in Blood Heat.
Uh-oh.
That has landing recovery.
That's like half your life, right?
Yep.
Alright, so that wasn't the worst thing that happened to JG, honestly. So I'm impressed that he still had the mental fortitude to say like, oh, I got hit by that, cool, whatever.
Yeah. It's not that bad, especially if you're at full health with CL, because she has those weird guts, but her max health guts are actually above average. Because most characters have a modifier of like 1 at full. And CL actually has like a 0.9 modifier at first, which is more than most other characters that have like her net health total.
Right.
So it definitely wasn't as bad like getting hit from full health by that move.
And also, OnionLust Blood Heat had just run out for the most part. Like it was like at the tail end.
Yeah, so we just forced out the rest of Blood Heat. And honestly, it's still better to get hit by Blood Heat by 80 there than last arc.
Last arc, yeah.
Though Onion actually, I think, could have just Wake Up Shield because JG did do EX Black.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I guess Onion did want the meter because when you're at the end, you do less damage off your last arc, but Satsuki's does all the meter break, so that might have still helped more.
Right. Okay, so losers finals.
We got the run back. I'm sure JG is thrilled to relive this matchup once again.
He's probably thinking, should I just pick Hime?
Yeah. These two were the ones that fought in the finals of the first LP when LP came back, too, right?
Yes, I believe so, yes. I do know that JG has this issue of like, I should just pick this because it's a better matchup issue, but then it turns into that's not the character I really play that off.
Yeah. Well, I do think like this would like half-hearted like conflict is kind of something that shows in his gameplay too, because when we first saw him fight Skeleton in Winners, like he was holding a lot of advantage right at first and then kind of just like crumbled once things fell apart slightly. Instead of just like fully setting in with like belief in one or the other in terms of option or character.
Alright. Let's see if JG learned from their previous set. Already playing a lot better.
Very nice bait on 2-2A.
Alright, he gets a dash up. Oh, Skeleton just jumping out of the corner already.
And it may be going a little heavy with ID jump back. C, but still life lead.
Nice confirm off that charge 5C no counter hit.
I think Skeleton wanted to use the command air dash to armor through charge jump 5C, but the armor doesn't really last that long.
Alright, that round looked really good from JG, so hopefully the rest of the set goes that way for him. Alright, just zoning with knives. He dash CC for Skeleton. Oh god. I'm not sure what that was actually supposed to be. Falcon kick.
It's with the very triple 5A.
Why is he? He has to be jumping on wake up.
He might just be autopiloting fuzzy jump instead of like really thinking about what like Skeleton's doing for pressure.
Yeah.
Because that's something I've noticed that a lot of players do have like an issue with on defense. Of like they try just doing like OS autopilots instead of like the context behind using them.
Right. It's just like, oh, this is good, so I'll use it all the time.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, why is this good?
Yeah, you can't just be like, I'm not like those like mindless smashing monkeys when you're just like doing the same thing but delaying it slightly, essentially.
Right. Like, you're still doing the same thing, it's just slower. Nothing's changing. Alright,
yeah, and against Koma especially, this character has really wide cancel windows on pretty much every move he has.
Yeah. So it's scary to just, oh god. He got all the hits of that Baki there. Still did a kind of hard combo, but he finally hit one. Yep. Lucky? Yes. Let's see if Skeleton decides to eat.
Yep, we have space this time. We don't punish it, but at least we're not getting anti-heated this time. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know why he chose that option, but okay.
You were already on cross-up.
Wait, he's dead. Oh
Yep.
my god.
Okay.
All right, so that was going well for a little bit, then...
And he decided he wanted to stop winning again.
I don't get... Man... Like, sometimes the way JG plays is just like, it's like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, that's fine. And then literally, what happened in that last match happened, where he just makes like the one bad decision, he's just like, I'm gonna keep doing it because I know it works.
We do get the fuzzy though. Okay, I think we're back into solid mode instead of self-conditioning mode.
Alright, 5K off that fuzzy, doesn't get counter hit from the shield. Hey.
Okay, we've got a throw. We've got another. Off of me.
That's fine, I think we take those. Except he's not stuck in the corner.
Good wait on C2A again.
He needs to stop doing the hard combos. He just needs to take his damage and go. Alright. He might have been missing EX guards all the time this was getting hit before. That's very possible.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Good use of GC. Oh no.
He's dead.
Yes.
Why did he... I actually cannot tell why he decided to Q2C there.
He probably just like saw Sheldon was on low health and figured, okay, if this hits, the round is mine.
True, but he also just... Like, I don't know what he decided to risk reward was there in that situation.
Yeah, at least not when he's already down one game.
Uh-oh. Didn't commit to an option, gets hit out of the air. Dash up, jumps out. Ooh. Alright, good 2C from Skeleton. JT neutral text. Trying to see what Skeleton's gonna do with all that meter. Oh, he just flies in for free.
One more hit from 2-3-6C, yeah.
And like, so there the low shield only really beats like dash at 2A, dash at 2C, 5A, but then it loses to like everything else. So,
yeah. You're mostly just hitting jabs and maybe 2B.
But even then it's like, I think Skeleton will resort to 2C if he thought you were gonna like delay fuzzy jump, you just do like delay 2C.
Yeah. And Skeleton was also on just under 300 meters, so he could have burned pretty safely without losing much.
Right.
And jump 2-3-6C is Oki. It catches like pretty much everything that you would have on those characters, except if you do nothing and wait for it, you can shield counter it or spot dodge it.
Right.
Assuming you can like time it right due to the game's buffer being kind of finicky. But it is a really good like catch-all tool. It's like the I know you will do anything but block
Yes,
option.
exactly. Alright, JG doing double flicker, double summer combo. Alright, doesn't fall for the fake overhead. Good damage. Hey, JG not getting out of the command throw.
That's not a safe jump at all. That's something I've always wondered, like, so many combos do this where like jump back, air dash, jump Sioki.
And it's not a safe jump.
It's not a safe jump. You're not really mixing anything either.
Yeah, I think they all just got like this weird idea in their head that like this thing that's not real just scares everybody because it's a Coma air dashing at you.
Yeah. I mean, Chroma does feel like one of the characters that just has like this big intimidation factor to most players' brains.
Hey, but armor doesn't counter hit.
Jumps back to have gotten a jumping starter.
Nice, but he didn't confirm that. Oh my
Why
god.
are you jumping back?
Alright, let's hope that doesn't come to bite him this round. Skeleton trying to figure out where he can air dash or super jump forward. Hey, good counter code.
Alright, one more open up.
Oh, doesn't get a confirm off the 2B.
Okay, one more. Open up again. There we go.
Time was on his side too. So Skeleton had no meter, so he wouldn't have to worry about him trying to heat to stop the clock.
Yeah.
Hey, nice dash under 2-2. Spin meter? Nope. Just command throw, drops a confirm, it's okay.
Okay, we do whip punish that.
Alright.
Okay, one more halfway, not terrible combos should seal this for JG. Skeleton is near max to double his health, or not.
Alright.
JG's on the board with perfect no less.
That game looked way better. I think he finally understood, like, hey, maybe I should just straight up. Because he might have been failing EX guard before, failing all those other options he was doing on wake up. So maybe he said, all right, I'm just going to commit to like hard blocking and see what happens. Oh, hey, we have a crash. Melty Blood.
PC gaming.
I love PC gaming. I love PC gaming. Datagram trying to get over there to make sure the setup doesn't explode. JG's over there. He's just like, all right, come on, guys, what's going on here? I see him talking to Shauna right now. He's like, I got this, bro. I just need to block more and wake up.
Yeah.
But while Datagram gets that fixed up, hopefully you guys are having fun. You can donate to the Matcherino by typing !Matcherino.
Yeah, I believe we've actually reached the top 6 milestone for payout.
Oh, wow. We did. What the hell?
Yeah, we're at $341.10 now.
Jesus. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. All the players who are in top. Yeah, you said top 8 payout. Was it top 8 or top 6?
Top 6.
On blanket.
Yeah, there's a milestone afterwards for like reaching 500 or so that gets all top 8 paid out.
Okay. All right. So make sure you, if you decide to be more generous, you can keep helping out the Matcherino. The players would really appreciate it. But then there's also the other tournaments that we still have, I think, that are active. Not totally sure. But it looks like JG is faring a little bit better now. Although he's...
Yep. Cat his church power-up stage. Might be denied of that now. Nope, other church. Fancier church.
Bigger church.
No more like weird stand-in non-pew chairs church.
No, you're just in the cathedral. Oh god. Gets the ground and counter hit.
That was a crouch hit too.
Yep. Maybe he pressed the button when he landed?
Yeah.
Alright. He doesn't throw the low shield, okay. Please throw the low shield, JG. All right, good spot dodge.
Skeleton's got some insurance backing him now too.
Uh-oh.
Wonder if he'll peak soon. Not that soon, please.
Oh wow, he just got the counter hit at the mashing 5A again. Confirm? Nice.
All right, JG's on equalizer point now.
Uh-oh. JG already somehow got himself into the corner.
Home intimidation factor.
Uh-oh, man throw. Air dash. Jump B. Too far. Decides to smash again. Full confirm at the Falcon kick. Hey, he X-guarded TC. Oh, that's a 5-8. Gets a small hit. Doesn't hit max yet, but is still in an okay position. Uh-oh. Wow. That straightforward B did enough to get a meter, but he got hit by counter hit anti-air 2C.
And he gets throw KO'd.
Ugh.
Much to his own dismay, I'm sure.
He's one of the proponents of throw KOs being awful.
Oh, I got hit.
I got hit too. Alright, meter key. Anti-air? Nope, just dash under. Be careful, JG. Hey, kind of hit to the C. Big combo coming if he doesn't drop it. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
drop. Mind the heat.
He is not throwing those grounded shields on Black Key.
Okay, we've got a brute beat as well, and we don't pick up.
Yep. Gold throw again.
Okay, this is looking kinda
not good.
I don't want to win anymore mode.
He's
dead.
Oh my god. What oh, JG, come on, bro. It's not like it's not like I'm just like, I have a bias for JG in terms of like, I want him to win. It's more like,
you can tell how he can win in a lot of these, and it feels like he's like snatching defeat from the jaws of victory a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is something that he tends to do too often, because it's like, he gets into those situations where he knows what the right thing to do is, but he's just like, what if I did the other thing that has like a higher payout?
Yeah.
And it's like, like, I don't know what's going on there. It's frustrating.
He might also like have too many of these like possibilities in one direction or the other on his mind to like really react to what he should do in the moment too.
Right, yeah.
Like it feels he might be like mental stacking himself preemptively at points, like with all these like Black Key shields not being thrown and so on. Because he does talk a lot about like studying matchups and such.
Yeah.
Which generally means you should be prepared for how other people prepare for your characters as well.
And the other thing is, like, he plays a character that's not really widely played, so a lot of people kind of forget that FCL has charge 5C. She has multiple standing overheads. She has ways of clipping you from like half screen. She has a way to force you to block because of EX Black Key. So it's odd when it's like you probably could just take it easy on a lot of situations and force people to like deal with you, instead of saying like, all right, I'm gonna kill your bullshit and then show how nice I am. But regardless, we are in grand finals now. Skeleton just made it back to loser side, and I believe. Wait, did the match arena go up again?
Nope.
Okay. I thought it did.
We're just under 300 away from a top 8 payout. Halfway there once again. If we can complete the halfway once, we can do it again.
All right, so let's see if Alps, during his break in
yes, pick narrow. Damn.
Skeleton just like, do I pick Wara? Do I pick Nana?
He does play Wara.
Yes, he does
nowadays.
Yeah. I don't think it would be bad. It's just that Wara's HP is pretty awful until he gets to like that 25% threshold. Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, but at the same time, Nanya does also have to work pretty hard to catch Bar in neutral. And a lot of the time, if you do lose life lead as Nanya in that matchup, it becomes like just really, really difficult.
Alright, so Alps already starts off doing a combo. Hey.
Oh, we're back to this stage. Very cool.
Alright, somehow gets a jump A to confirm there. Hey.
Command grab. I think you can do the OTG off command grab as well, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Space in the corner. Nope.
Just do it 3 times in a row.
Hey, empty jump low to beat the high shield. You love to see it. Wow. Alright, Skeleton did dash 5A at the round start there, and he just got, he kind of got memed.
We blocked the overhead though. Still have those reactions.
Oh.
Wonder why I did 2 into A-Rekka there from so close. Nice getting your pressure options. Okay, sure.
That's straight DP hitting. Damn, he gets a 2C no confirm though.
Yeah, that follow-up for command grab, the knockdown isn't great.
Alright, good air throw.
To the point where Koma can't actually land jump C off of a proper IAD. He has to jump a little higher because of how slow his jump C is.
Right.
To the point where I believe some characters can just mash the air dash jump C after that command grab knockdown.
Oh.
No back dash for you. Oh god, that's not something you ever want to watch.
Alright, tech. No, okay, no tech there. Gets hit by 2A, probably trying to jump. Hey, not respecting 5B, but gets away anyway. Alright, air throw. Good jump. Gets away from the command grab. Hey. Squat dodge gets punished. Alps bringing it back.
Nice deep dash.
Alright. Safe heat. Kick gets the hell out.
Yeah, approach me.
Woo. Oh.
That was a little scary.
Jump
Flash
in.
is a little hard for Coma to deal with just due to the spacing they have, and Coma's 2A having really low range for its speed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's going on?
Nania.
Tech, yep.
And just snatched immediately too.
Right.
Both one hit from death.
2B. Alright. Barring that last exchange, that looked pretty good for Alps.
Skeleton's in though.
Air throw, dash 5A. No, that's a command grab. Ooh.
Doesn't meaty with that timing.
From C. Oh, bar in 2C. Gets hit by. What? What? Whatever, I guess.
Are we gonna get a safe beat off of this?
Nope, he just goes in.
Let's believe in your offense, I guess. Also might not want to heat when you still don't get life lead.
And then he just. Okay, sure. I guess he thought that Skeleton was just gonna press again to get the kill. Oh, air throw whiffs, doesn't get punished. Oh god. Alright, Alps finally gets in. There we go.
Doesn't get the link afterwards though. That is pretty tight. Keep it safe.
Skeleton keeps trying to get these raw air throws, and then he gets air thrown himself. Hey, DP chases the text. Command throw. Oh boy, it's not air time. Good block.
Skeleton probably really wanting some opportunity to heat too. Might even want to dash under heat with how he's trying to move beneath him.
He's trying. It looks like he's just trying to like avoid being directly under jump C so he can dash to the other side and 5A him. But he's not getting that chance. Uh-oh.
All right, we're pondering again. Are we going to see the swap?
Memes coming.
Could also try the mirror.
That would also be a meme.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, okay. I thought he was gonna pick H-Knack.
I am thankful that is not what happened.
All right, so we have Soara. See Soara. Oh,
And already blocking again.
yeah, he's just stuck here. Gets hit for trying to jump too early. Ow.
We do jump though. And immediately poke out.
Jump C doesn't get a full confirm afterwards, but he's now keeping Alps at bay. Ooh. Doesn't hold shield, so he gets hit afterwards.
Arc drive combo? Nope. We got a nice spinner knockdown though.
Alps probably trying to jump on wake up there. You can actually punish that if you burst at a certain point of the EX Manji. Wow. Very nice rising to fake counter hit. Alright, Skeleton not really using his new movement to the best of his abilities.
Not extremely, no.
But it could be just the fact that like he hasn't played Soara yet all day today.
Possibly. Does get a hit. And doesn't go into arc drive. Spinner should have killed.
Yes. Ooh! Size burst. Oh my god. I'm surprised Alps didn't just let DP rip there.
I am too.
Alright, back in the neutral. Alps gets his turn. Just generally being annoying as Nania, trying to stay in, but misses his shield. Skeleton gets a confirm.
Doesn't trail him after the first block.
Alright, Ash confirm. Oh, tries to tag him for jumping in the air, doesn't get anything.
Okay, Skeleton taking life lead again. We're in max, we've got insurance, and we get heated off. There goes both of those things on a lot of meter. We get command grabbed. Doesn't throw him.
Hey.
Here's got the charge 6C combo. Just end, reset to neutral. You have your life lead, small as it may be.
Oh, guard break? No. Overhead.
No overhead though. Okay, Skeleton taking a game in grands with the Wara.
Alright, let's see if you can bring it all the way back. It could just be like Alps hasn't fought against Wara. He's not ready for Skeleton's Wara right away, so the pace might have changed, but that also might not matter too much for him. Especially considering that Wara's fastest button is his 5A?
Yeah, 5A is frame 5, but it with crouchers.
Right.
It's long too, so it is actually pretty good against some standing crouches sequences, but obviously the low profile effect is an issue. And then his 2A is kinda ass. It's not that big for being frame 6 either, like a narrow 2A.
Oh, blocks the overhead, but doesn't take his turn back.
It doesn't try throwing it either, which is unfortunate considering how good Wara's throw is, too.
5C counter hit, nothing. Oh! Alright, you can see Skeleton's just trying to like get space so he can approach again, but Alps is not giving it to him. He gets hit by the 2C. There's heat.
Just that tiny bit of extra health, but no.
Still gets mashed on, unfortunately.
Doesn't take back momentum off it either. Alps on tournament points.
Alright. There we go. Protecting the space, just keeping Alps near the corner. Oh. Gets air hit by the 214A. Stuck in the corner again, but jumps out. Wait.
Why did he fast fall?
That's a good question.
I actually think you can punish the Nanya summon with Nanya Zone 2 and 4B. Skeleton on not match point. On a good life lead again though.
Oh my god.
Doesn't get the ender though. No knockdown. Back to Wara neutral.
Yeah, well, he gets the dash 2C. Let's see if he tries to get his life back. Yes, he does. Oh my god. Ooh, has to respect that. Didn't jump.
I think he could have super jumped over for a kill actually. Well, we got our kill either way with a jump in again, no less.
Yep. And Alps, he takes CROSSOVERARC for current code, gets first place. Skeleton taking second and JT taking third. That is, as some people would say, a New York all top 3. I think I heard earlier, so good stuff to the players. I know a lot of people were just like, oh yeah, no one's going to show up to this. It'll be like an okay bracket. And then like later on I heard, oh yeah, Skeleton's here, Alps is here. People from out of town showed up and I'm just like, that's kind of odd. I didn't think everyone would show up for this.
Yeah, even a lot of people that we hadn't even seen at Climax before too.
Right.
So we saw a lot of like new and upcoming faces that have been grinding pretty hard for the past like few months to a year.
So it's good to see that all these people came out, and it's also good to see that we cleared that, not the last goal, but the goal before for the match arena where all the top 6 gets paid out. So it's very nice of you all. Also, I'm not sure what we have coming up next, but I believe it's Strive or Uni. Okay. All right, so we'll be switching over. We'll be rating the LP stream because Strive is going on, and then afterwards, I believe Uni is after Strive, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. All right.
Alright.
So, Webb, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
I would say we should play games later, but I actually have to go after this.
All right.
Thank you for stopping by and doing commentary.
I certainly enjoyed myself.
Hopefully you can come out to more LPs and do commentary if you're not playing.
I hope so as well. I will at least try to make a few more when my schedule allows it. Either to commentate or attempt to like make my bus fare back while by competing.
All right, that's good, that's good. All right, everybody, we will see you later. Please stick around for the raid to go over to the Lunar Phase stream. Take care, everyone.
See ya.